Today is June the 20th, 2019. My name is Tanya Fincham, and this is Alex Bishop, and we're with Oklahoma State University. And we're in Okmulgee today to speak with Bob and Helen Malcom, who've been married 77 years. Okay. This is for our Married for Life project. Let's begin with you, Helen. When and where were you born?
I was born in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay. And what year?
In 1923.
And did you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I had 4 brothers and 1 sister.
And where were you in the order?
Oh, I was next to the youngest.
Okay, almost the baby.
Yes.
She has 1 brother left.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your parents.
My father worked in the oil fields, and he would be gone quite a bit, but later on he got to a job where he could stay at home more, and Mother was always at home. She worked at home, and we had a happy family, and I had my 4 brothers and my sister, and we enjoyed playing games and playing ball and lots of things like that.
And where did you go to elementary school?
At a little country field called Rose Hill.
No,
Yeah.
Andover.
So, and then later on I went to intermediate school at Horseman.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then high school?
In high school, I went to Andover, Kansas, to high school.
And what year did you graduate?
In 1942, I
Okay.
graduated from high school,
And then what did you do?
and I got married.
Not quite that soon, huh?
Yeah.
Well, she got married, and then I went into service and
He went to
the same
service.
year. So,
So then I went to work at Beechcraft. It was those years where there was a lot of, working for aircraft. And so that's where I worked
Okay.
while he was gone.
And what did you do there?
I worked in the office.
Okay.
I did office work.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you two meet?
how did we meet?
We always knew each other.
Almost always.
Most always.
You were in about the 5th grade, and I was in the 6th.
What?
You were in the 5th grade, I think.
I was in the 5th grade, and he was in the 6th. And we sort of met eyes, and we were sort of like that from then on.
We went together ever since the 5th grade.
They've been married more than 70 years then.
Yeah, we've been, right.
We started dating when my dad would let me go.
And when was that?
I was in high school, for he would let me go. I was sophomore, for he would let me go on a date. And so I started dating Bob when I was sophomore in high school. And we dated then through high school and got married as soon as I graduated. And then he went into service, and I went to college
And where?
at the Emporia State Teachers College
Okay.
while he was in the service.
Were you planning to teach?
Yes.
Were you? What was your subject?
Well, I taught in a little country school, and so I taught 8th grades.
A little bit of everything then.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Yeah.
And I played kickball and everything with the kids at recess and dude. And I was just one of the kids.
That's
Just
neat.
about as young as they were. But she enjoyed that.
So it was fun.
Okay. And do you remember the day he went to war, left for service?
Oh, yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Had a lot of tears. But I survived.
Did you write letters back and forth?
Oh, yes. Lots of letters.
And
he wrote when he could. And once in a great while, we could talk on the phone, but not very often.
That was when we were in the States. Overseas, I never get to talk on the phone. Never.
Then he went overseas, and then, of course, I didn't hear from him very often.
But you were already married at that point? You were any children before he went?
No.
Okay.
We got married May the 17th, and I went into military October the 3rd.
Of the same
The same year.
Volunteered, or were you drafted?
No, they drafted me.
Well, let's back up and say, when and where were you born?
I was born in Andover, Kansas, and Andover Corner. Them days, you didn't go to the hospital. The mother didn't. You were born at home, you know. So that's where it was.
And what year?
1922.
And tell me a little bit about your parents.
Well, my dad, he went to school, took up auto mechanics, and then and my mom, she never work, I don't believe. But he came to Andover, and my grandpa had a place there, and he gave my dad the corner, and he built a garage on it, and he done mechanic work. Of course, the Model Ts, you know. Well, before that, though, he had a filling station in Andover, but in the wintertime, cars didn't have antifreeze, so he had to close up and get a job. You know, it was just that way. There's no antifreeze to put in cars, and the cars wasn't running, so he worked in a post office at the grocery store. Then, after he built the garage on the corner, then later on he built a bigger one, and it sat there out on the corner for years, and he was the only mechanic around that part of the country. Outside of Wichita, there might have been one or two in Wichita, but he was the only one out in the country. So he had lots of business, like the milk trucks. If they broke down, he had to get them fixed so they could run the next day, you know?
Yeah.
Or the mailman, people like that. Then, I guess it was about, I don't know what year was it. Well, when my brother and I got out of the Army, he was in the tank corps, And when he got home from Europe, and I got home from the Pacific, why, we went to work in the garage for my dad, so to help him out, you know. So we worked there several years. Then, let's see, before I went to work in the garage, as soon as I got out of school, I went to Boeing. I worked at Boeing for a year or so, and then that's when I was drafted. Then after that's when I come back to the garage.
Okay.
So I did work at Boeing for a while.
You would have graduated from high school a year before?
Before her.
Or a year before?
Yeah.
So you had to wait till she finished before you got married?
Yeah.
Did you ask her father?
No, I didn't ask him. He just said no. He, you know, he liked to protect his daughters, but he probably would have thought she'd need to go to college first. And I was going to go to this service, so, but we decided we wouldn't have any children till after I come back. So we didn't have any children then. So,
did you elope? Or you?
no, we didn't elope. We had a church wedding.
Okay.
And my mom had to sign for me. But anyway, yeah, we got married in a Methodist church. And
And do you remember what you wore on your wedding day?
you remember what you wore?
Yes,
What?
I wore a long white dress.
Still got it too.
Still have it? Did you make it, or
Yes.
you made it?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did he wear?
I had a blue suit.
He had a blue suit.
He looked
I had it.
real handsome in a blue suit, and I wore a long white dress.
Okay.
Yeah. And
We did it right.
we put my suit and the other things in a barrel, put them down in my dad's shed down there, and then they tore down the shed, and they tore our stuff in the junk. And I wish they had just saved it. You know, we had a lot of little things that she made, clothes for the kids, and my clothes, my suit and this stuff. But it's all in a dump. So we didn't like, but we was way over to Pittsburgh, Kansas, to school.
Okay.
To where I went to college.
Oh, so you went to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
She went to Emporia. Okay.
My mother was born in Missouri, in Monette, Purdy, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that's at?
I've heard of it, but never been there.
It's
Southwest.
south of Monette.
Well, what were you majoring in, or what was your area of interest?
I was majoring in mechanics, and I took some agriculture courses, one anyway. But you know, the teacher, because a friend of mine, we went together and we went to that class. But since we weren't going to it special, going to be an agriculture teacher, we didn't get good grades. We made the highest grade, but we got lower than the other guy. You know, so we didn't think that was right. Anyway, I took mechanics, most of my stuff in mechanics. And
That was after your military or before?
yeah, after the military.
Using the GI
After.
Bill?
Yeah.
GI Bill. So when you were first married, where did you live?
Havishner.
Either one.
Oh, we lived in Andover, Kansas.
But with her parents or your parents or by yourselves?
Oh, by ourselves.
By yourselves.
In a little old house that was colder than heck. That's the only thing we could find, you know. like she froze to death. The poor little baby, we had the baby, and she had covers on her about that heavy. It's wonder she didn't smother. But it was a cold old house.
Well, what about the day of your deployment? Do you remember that day?
My deployment?
The day you went off the...
Oh yeah, I remember that very well. It was very, yeah, it was, I even cried. I didn't want to leave, but you know, I had to, so. The bus came by and picked us up in Augusta, Kansas. Now what?
What did you ask?
Oh, the day of your deployment, kind of talking a little bit about
When I was deployed from the Army,
that experience.
it was December the 23rd, I guess, because I got home, like my wife and my dad and my sister drove out and got me in Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado. And I was, then we went home. We got home at midnight, Christmas Eve. So it was, you know, it was a day's drive, or a little over a day's drive from there to home. So that's when I can't tell you what year it was. I can't tell you that. I don't remember. Do you, Amy?
It was a good day, though.
It was a good day.
Good day.
Then she worked for a while and quit. And after I got to working, she went and quit. I didn't work for a couple of weeks in the garage, but when I started to work, and she quit the teaching, and
Well, back in those days, if you were a teacher and you got pregnant, you couldn't teach, right? They made you quit. Yeah,
maybe that's right. Maybe that's the reason she quit teaching. Anyway, are y'all getting too warm?
No, we're good.
I can turn that fan on. Pull that
I'm good. I'm good.
short one there. You don't want to. About 2 or 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. There you go.
How about the return from war? Do you remember that day when he returned home?
Oh, I sure do. That was a big day.
Yeah.
What do you remember about it? Can you share?
Oh,
You remember when I got out at Fort Collins, you remember where you came to get me? Tell them about that.
tell about.
Fort Collins, when you and the Dad came to get me. Yeah,
You tell them.
you tell them. Well, I was at the gate, and they came driving up there, and there I was, so I went out, and she jumped out of the car, and everybody had to stop and wait till we got out of the road. So then I was ready to go. I had my bags and I was all ready to go, so we just jumped in and stayed all night in Denver and come home the next day. So I guess it was the 23rd. I got deployed, or out of the Army. 24th, we traveled home. I don't know. Anyway, we got home on Christmas Eve.
That was a neat day. Neat.
As he got out of the car, and I got out of the car over there, and we ran to each other out there. We hadn't seen each other for a long time, and it was a wonderful reunion.
It's about
That
27.
was exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good long hug. Huh?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her for 27 months.
Wow. So over 2 years.
Yeah, a little over 27 months.
And you served in the Pacific Theater?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Over in New Guinea and a little island called Bayak, up the tip of New Guinea off the, there. We worked on aircraft and stuff like that.
Now, did
That's
you-
what I did.
Did you take a picture of her with you? Did you have a
Oh
photo
yes,
of her?
oh yeah. I got one in my billfold. I don't have my billfold, but I still got it. I carried it all through. I carried that, and when we graduated out of high school, my brother gave me a $2 bill, and I carried that all the way through, and I still got it.
So did you just have the one sibling? Did
We
you
had
just
four girls?
no? You and your brother. Was it just the
Oh.
two of you?
No, there's 4 boys and 2 girls in our family.
A big family too.
The 2 girls are living, and the 2 boys, the other 2 brothers. Let's see, Charles and Max are living, and I'm the third. I guess the three boys, and the 2 girls are still living. One of them in Texas and one in Andover. So we're about all there.
Where are you in the lineup? Are you? What order are you? First, middle,
I was the second.
second?
My oldest brother, Richard, he died a few years ago. He had a brain tumor. And he was the oldest, and I was next to the oldest. And Max is next. But he's in the Masonic home there in Wichita, retirement. But he can't walk. I guess he says the reason I can't walk is because my wife and Iris, she passed away, so he's by himself. They bought these chairs, lift chairs. He says I blame that lift chair on my walk, not being able to walk. It done all my lifting for me. I didn't have to do it myself.
Didn't use your muscles.
So I had one of those things. I got the VA, a little thing you put on. I never used it hardly, but I don't even have it around here now. It's over to the house. I wouldn't use it. I just get about it. I think of him when I think of that,
Sure. So you learned mechanics from your father,
Yes.
and you did that for him for a while, and then what brought you to Oklahoma?
Well, Helen's cousin, Henry Bellmon, he was the governor, That was her cousin. And he called me up one day, and I was doing carpenter work at the time. He says, "Bob, would you come down to Oklahoma and build me a house?" And so I did. We just loaded up and went to Billings, Oklahoma, and I built his home in Billings, Oklahoma, out there in the country. And that's how I got to. But I worked for him, took care of the cattle and the stuff when he was politicking, going around politicking.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that kind of work. I really like the farming, But I came down here and got, well, after he got elected, then he got I decided to come down here and go to work, and so I did, and he had somebody else to do the farming then, but he was already governor at that time when I left. But I enjoyed working. He was the nicest guy to work for you ever seen.
Yes.
You know?
I've heard that, yes.
Yeah, I liked him. I mean, I got a frog.
And he campaigned with the Bellmon Bells.
Yeah. Gwen, I think, maybe sang with him once or twice. She was just young, and the other girls had gone to school, college, and so
Well, here in Okmulgee, what kind of work did you do here?
Well, when I first came down, I worked in the automotive department.
At OSU?
Yeah. And then I'd been doing carpentry work, and they needed somebody over in the carpentry department. And I thought I'd like that better. So I went over there. And I was there for almost probably 18 years.
Okay.
Teaching carpentry.
What was your wife doing at the time?
Well, she got a job with Croziers Photography. Now, she worked a few years at that, but she was at home a lot, most of the time. But she got a few years at working with a photography company.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do taking pictures or anything, but she worked as a secretary and stuff like that, didn't she?
Yeah.
She greeted the people as they came in.
And you said she was in the home. Did you have children?
Yeah, we had 4 children, and Amy was going to high school. So at that time, I don't think she worked till after Amy got out of high school, because she took care of the house and everything.
You have boys or girls?
Girls.
All-
4 girls.
4 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it like being parents of all girls?
it was nice. They were all right. They were good kids.
Did you, have,
I never heard them argue one time in my life.
did you have to chase the boys off?
So I,
Did you have to chase the boys away?
yeah, I did. Sometimes you'd find him on the front porch. One boy lived clear over on the other side of town. One day he was over on the front porch swimming with Amy. He'd walk clear over there. But she never went with him, but he liked her.
And did they ask your permission when they to get married?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
So, oh, that's interesting.
Did you give them any advice on the day of their wedding or before they got married?
Well, no. I guess I gave him that advice before, yeah.
What'd you tell them?
Well, I hope you got the right guy.
Have the two of you in 77 years ever had an argument?
Mm-hmm. Well, we probably did, didn't we? Had an argument in 77 years.
I suppose we had.
Not too much, but a little.
Oh,
And what did you do to compromise or see eye to eye?
Well, we
What's your
just,
secret?
we just kiss and make up.
that was about it. In the evenings, we were okay. During the day, we might have a little argument. We didn't have much arguments. I didn't want to lose her. Didn't want to lose her.
Well, I want to know, as parents of all girls, who did all the disciplining?
Oh,
Well,
it didn't seem like we had any discipline.
no, we didn't have much problem like that.
They were just good girls, and we just went with the flow. It worked out okay.
Yeah, they didn't
They
cause us.
were good girls.
There's our daughter and her two daughters.
How many years were there between each one? Like like two and
Well,
two, or something like that?
Well, the first one and the second one were
Very close.
very close. The third one, I don't know how many years
3
it was.
years.
2 years. And the fourth one was probably 3 years.
Okay.
So they were strung out. Sort of.
Changing diapers for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Or washing them. Yeah.
she did a lot of sewing. She made their clothes, and they always looked nice. And every day looked nice. She took care of them real good, and they never fought. they just played together good.
Did you ever take a family vacation?
Yeah,
Did
we
you
went to Colorado once. Went out there and met my old Army buddy, and his daughter was having a birthday party, so we went to their home for the birthday party. And then we had some other friends that we had several night with at another place.
That's a good thing to do.
Well, what would you do for fun? Like, would you go dancing or play cards, or what would you do for fun as a couple?
In the summer.
As a couple, would you go out to dancing or?
Well, we always went with the girls.
Okay.
We just took them and we went out and we'd go to Funland and we'd go the merry-go-round and we'd just go out and have a good time.
Okay.
Take them with us and they'd enjoy it and we would too. So it was no problem.
Yeah, we never left them home. Well, a couple of times we did take my folks when we celebrated something or other.
Yeah, the folks would keep them sometimes and we'd go by ourselves and once in a while.
Most of the time was family, huh?
Yeah.
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 What about you two? Going back a little bit, do you remember your very first date?
Our first date.
I don't know. You remember the first date we had?
Uh-huh.
When was it? Well,
We went to the school dance.
skating.
Yeah.
No, we
went with
we
that.
would go to Augusta,
Yeah.
the school would, and go skating. So I guess I took her to that. But you know, her folks wouldn't let her go too young yet. But if somebody went with us, we went with her sister and her boyfriend. He and I were good friends. And then, but after we went into service, they got married. And he wasn't, they wouldn't draft him because he had some problems with his arm. But he kept after him until they drafted him. Then he went over in the Philippines and was killed. So that was a sad day for the girls. I got a letter back that I'd written him, so I knew what had happened. And I was still in Bayak. So, what next?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go
Oh.
ahead.
I was going to tell you that about 2 weeks ago, my brother's son run a garage. He ran the garage on the corner there, but he ran the garage. So we celebrated the 100 years old, the garage.
Oh my gosh.
My dad had started at 100 years old, so he run the garage. And so it's still in the family. You know what I mean?
What's the name of it?
The Malcom Garage.
Malcolm Garage.
It's up in
I don't think I got a calendar hanging in there, but
In Kansas?
mhm,
In Kansas.
Hanover, Kansas. So that was, and so see, I was 97, so I'm the oldest one of the Malcolm family. 97, my younger brother, I don't know, Max is a little younger. The girls are younger than we are. Anyway, we had a good time. Well, Helen didn't go, but I went up there. We went up one day, Wednesday, the ones that were here a while ago. They took me up there, and we were up there, maybe 3 or 4 hours. Then then we drove home and get back to Oklahoma same day.
Hmm.
But that's the first time I've been away from home like that, you know, away from here. I didn't know how I was going to take it, but I stood it real good. Did it real good. And I walked quite a bit. I've got a walker, you know, I use it all the time, and I use that all the time. So,
I'd say garage work has changed quite a bit.
yeah.
The garage work has changed.
Yeah, it changed a lot. But you know, when I came here to work in automotive, things had changed quite a bit. And you know, I was behind on all electronic stuff. So I decided I better not stay in this. So I went over to the building trades.
Hmm.
They needed somebody over there, so I went there and done that kind of work. Because I was, you know, everything was a little ahead of me in the automotive. And I had to go and learn it all, and so I decided, yeah.
Well, were you a mechanic in the Army?
He said he worked on planes.
Oh, worked on the planes in the Army?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I done sheet metal work. I manufactured parts, you know. That was the main thing. We just made parts for parts that got damaged. When I worked at Boeing, my first guy I worked for was a big Indian boy. And he was quiet. And he didn't have a heck of a lot to say. But then they just put me on with another fellow. Then, when I went in Oklahoma City's where our outfit formed, I went to California and took a course out there. But when I got to Oklahoma City, he was my boss. That guy was, believe it or not.
What goes around comes around, huh?
Yeah. And he was my boss all the way through. But you know, he was quiet. I don't remember ever talking a lot with him. He just told me what he needed, and he seemed to depend on me a lot, making parts, you know. So I like to make, I like that, making parts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a skit, what do you got to call it?
Well, did you ever think you'd make it 77 years with each other?
Well, never did think much about it, you know. I never thought about it. I just, you know,
Didn't either.
just lived it like it was, and here we are, you know. Never even thought about living 77 years.
But what's your secret? What's your secret to being married for so long?
Well, I think a lot of it is being happy, not fighting, and you know, a lot of people do that. And I didn't smoke and I didn't drink, and she wouldn't touch a bit of it. So we did everything together. If we went somewhere, we would all.
Live a clean life and just be happy and don't think about it.
Right.
I think that's it.
When I was building Bellmon's house, she worked at the bank up there in Billings for a while, didn't you?
Yeah.
Were you pretty close to your cousin?
Yeah, Tangerine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife Shirley,
Shirley.
is that right? Yes, his
Yeah,
wife
Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah.
She was a good, nice girl. Now, Henry has a brother that's still living.
George.
He's the last one, yeah, George. And he lives in Enid in a Methodist home there. He's got a house. Actually, he has a house separate from the main building that they fixed for him. And we never have got to go see it, but we're going to get one of our kids to take us up there because he's been good, close to it, real good friend. He had a farm. He had a big farm up there on just off of Highway 35, east of it. East of it. And he got to where he built a new home, had a nice home and everything, but he got to where he couldn't do the work, didn't think he could do the work. And he'd had a couple accidents with these motor scooter, when you ride around and chase the cattle. He'd hit a few draws and knocked him off, and so he decided to sell it. He sold it to a good friend that had been helping him all the time, and he moved to Enid.
I think one of Henry's daughters lives in his house, right?
Yeah, Ann does. And she said, if you ever want to bring any friends up here, just let me know, and show them the house. I'll be willing to be there with them. She's married to a fellow he's the animal veterinarian, and he has another home too, and they go back and forth,
Well, since you built his house, did you build your own house here?
No, not here.
Okay.
I did in Andover though.
Okay.
That was before I had a lot of experience too, but I learned that from this and that, But I built our home there, and it's still standing. And one time the folks that bought it turned it into a little store where they sell clothes and stuff, antiques, and well, not brand new things, but whatever you'll call that kind of a store. But anyway, now I think some people just live in it. It was a nice house, and it was all one story though.
I assume it's well insulated.
Yeah.
Not like that first home.
Now this one I live in here is a 2-story, Well, I insulated that thing. Upstairs, I just blew stuff in there, and my friend working downstairs, and he'd feed it in the thing, and I fill it. I had that attic full. That's where most of the heat comes, cold comes from the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty well insulated. Just nice old house on East 1921 East. Wait a minute, 1241 East 9th.
Now, I assume you had to cook for him. What was his favorite meal?
Oh, usually steak. And Dad, he liked, believe it or not, he liked fried tomatoes.
Fried tomatoes.
Yeah,
Fried what?
fried tomatoes.
Chicken too.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he liked fried chicken, but I thought it was unusual that he liked fried tomatoes.
I like them hot too. We have them here sometimes, but sometimes they aren't hot.
Hot tomatoes? Hot tomatoes?
No, you dip them in.
Oh, you mean you're talking about tomatoes? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you dip them in eggs and
Mm-hmm.
flour, and then fry them in hot grease. He likes them like that.
She was a good cook. I like about anything she fixed.
Doesn't sound like he
Better
complained.
than here. Sometimes it.
Well, you've been married for 77 years. What does it mean to be in love?
What's it
Be in
mean?
love.
Yeah, what does love mean?
Well, it means to enjoy and desire the company of the other person and to want to be with them. And if you're not with them for a long time, you want to get back with them. And I don't know, it's just a happy feeling to be together with them. And we always get along, and we enjoy our time together, and it's just peaceful. It's just a happy time. That's all I can say. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, we get along really good here. Sometimes we have to help each other fix the bed and stuff like that.
What does love mean for you?
Oh, it's same as her. I wouldn't have anyone but her. You know, she's everything to me. And I'll turn that thing off. There it goes. Yeah, she's as me. Other women, no. You know, I'm friendly with everybody, but I don't want to date anybody else. I never want to marry another woman. So I just want her.
You got the best there, huh?
Yeah. She's the prettiest girl in our school. So I picked her out and I held on to her. We were close ever since probably when I was in high school, I suppose, freshman.
Did you ever have any competition? You picked her out, but did you ever have any competition?
Well, no, not really. Everybody said that's Bob's girl.
So they knew.
Yeah. So they left her alone. They may have tried to date her, but they knew she was Bob's girl. But so they would, if you ask anything, ask them about it. No, that's Bob's girl.
Did you take her to the senior prom? Or was there one? I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Millie. Get up here, sweetheart. She's a little doll. She's a good, get up here. We'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Jump. There you go. Oh. Sometimes she'll be 11 years old next month. I think that's right. She came to our house one day. She was just a little puppy. And fleas and ticks, She had long hair. And she's a shoo-shoo, but they thought that she was over to the veterinarian. And so we just worked on her and took her to the vet right away, and nobody ever claimed her, so she's been with us ever since.
She fell into the honey pot, as they say.
Sometimes when she thinks we're both gone, we may be in the other room, she'll sit there and she'll put up her head and just cry, just like a child. Just cry for her. She thinks she's all alone, I guess. She's a good girl. He wouldn't trade her for anything.
Well, when history's written, what would you want it to say about you as a married couple?
Her.
Or just
me.
the two of you, either one of you. When history is written, what do you want it to say about you two as a married couple?
That we were devoted and happy and enjoyed our life together. I think that covers it.
Yeah, right. What is it, Melody? There she goes. Cry.
No, that's enough. That's enough.
She
said, I'm not being paid attention enough. I gotta have more attention.
had to get in her 2 cents worth.
Well,
We can transcribe that later.
Well, were you good at remembering anniversaries?
Pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah, I think so.
Very good.
I better remember them. But it's hard here though to get to town to get anything. So the girls have to buy it for us and bring it out.
Did you ever?
That's okay too.
Did you ever give you a favorite gift? Did you ever a gift that you always remember?
Oh, yeah. He gives me lots of favorite gifts.
What's been your most favorite gift he's ever given you?
It's hard to remember, isn't it?
It's hard to think about that, but
Yeah.
I-
Well,
I think he gave me a little kind of a little sachet thing to put things in. It's kind of a velvet little thing, and to keep keepsakes in. I think that was my favorite.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought it surprised me that he would think of something like that to give me, and I treasure it.
Well, for your 75th anniversary, did you have a big wing ding?
75.
party?
Yeah, we did. We went to,
Wore us out.
well, we went to the low restaurant uptown there, that new one. Oh, it's the pub they call it now. I don't know what it was. Anyway, it's the kids. They took us there for our anniversary, and we probably wouldn't go back there, but it was they had pretty good food,
Wow.
But it was just, but it is a pub where you can get drinks and things, but none of us drank, and then
But you partied. But you partied. You partied.
yeah, that was our party time.
Something like that.
Things have changed up around town, haven't they? Where they got the new apartments over on the block over. That used to be a car dealership. When we came here, I think he sold Dodges, Plymouth and Dodges. But now it's homes for people to apartments, And I guess they're really nice. Have you been in them?
How long have you been in here? How long have you
Oh.
been here?
Just 3 years anyway.
Okay.
We probably came over here a year earlier than we should have, but
I assume you're celebrities. Yeah, you have to be the oldest married couple here, the longest married couple.
well, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I don't think one of our married couples is going to be moving back to their house next week, so I'll kind of miss him. He sits on one side of the room and I sit on the other. So we always wave each other at dinner and supper, breakfast. But they don't eat supper here. They eat dinner and breakfast. I don't know, I guess they just eat 2 meals a day.
Some people do. Yeah.
But they're going to be leaving next week.
Well, has church or religion played a role in your marriage? Church.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was the music director in our church for years and years. Well, about ever since we went there. But I don't know how many years you were director of the music. Remember?
I know. Lots of years. We always go to church. And as he said, I've been director of the music for lots of years. And we enjoy that.
My project was to build. I built the fellowship hall. The church is already sort of new when we moved to the Nazarene Church. Then I built the fellowship hall runs to the north. And it took me a time to do it, but it didn't cost them anything. And it's been really good for us.
did that.
So you sang or you played the piano?
Yeah,
Or
I've
both?
always been a singer.
Singer. Okay.
Yeah, I sing.
Do you have a favorite song?
Oh, have so many. How great thou art is one of my favorites.
It's hard to beat that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You sang at church. How about your family? Were you a musical family? Did you have?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
my brother Floyd, he's a soloist.
A tenor. He got a beautiful voice.
And Marvin, my younger brother, he's a soloist. So it kind of runs in the family.
Any of your girls get the gift?
I only have one sister.
But your daughters, did they get the gift of kind of your talent, your family talent?
Well, they didn't really sing much. No. Steve and Gwen, they were here a while ago. He's a singer, and his brother. See, our daughters married brothers.
Oh.
So, now, the other brother, Shalene, and her husband are in Hawaii. They do missionary work over to Hawaii. And so, but he's got a beautiful voice. Steve has. I mean, Mark. But Steve does too, but Mark is better. And he knows it.
They all sing, but they don't like to solo. The girls.
The girls.
don't, But the guys do.
Yeah.
They married brothers. I thought that was interesting. I bet marrying brothers was interesting for you when your daughters married brothers.
Yeah.
That's
You have to
interesting.
be careful what you say about
Yeah.
So we be careful. So we never had any arguments there.
And then, so how many grandchildren?
Oh yes, we got a whole lot.
A whole lot.
Lots of them.
Any
don't-
boys? Any
Yeah.
grandsons?
We got one grandson that's in Alaska right now, and Ben he's in the oil business. He's out north and west of Tulsa, but he comes in Tulsa to the work to his office. I don't know where it is, the office. Then the girls. Jill, she's she goes around to all the places where they're gonna do a heart surgery, and she okays the things. You know, she's good. She's a genius at it, I guess, but she checks them out to make sure everything's right. So that's what she does. And her husband is a principal down there at Silo. Is that it? Isn't there a town named Silo?
I don't know.
It's right close to the line. He's the principal of the school. I think it's Silo. But anyway, then their youngest daughter passed away. She had a brain tumor. And Gwen and Steve were in Alaska, and they were coming home, but they didn't make it home. And she passed away. You know, it's been hard on them ever since. Been really hard on them. Well, then Mark and Shalene, one of their sons is in Oklahoma City, and he works on computers. I guess you can call him, tell him what's wrong, he'll work it out with you. And I guess he's real good at it. And then Jason, yeah. Jason's, he's got several degrees he's been getting them free. You know, he's a real sharp guy, but he works for a fellow that does oil field work. I mean, business in an office, you know. And the guy told him the other day, he says, Jason, I need a partner. Will you be my partner in this business? So he's a partner in the oil business now with him. But they got along. But he's a nice guy.
Wow. I've just got one last question. What do you think's been your greatest accomplishment as a married couple?
Well,
The greatest
your greatest accomplishment as a married couple.
Well, I think raising your children.
and have them still loving you.
Mhm.
Maybe that's it, you know. Having your kids get along with all the kids. Right?
Raising your children and if they're happy and
Okay.
adjusted, and that's a big accomplishment.
I've got to show you my toys if I get to them.
All right.
Well, thank you for telling us your stories today.
Oh, that's right. All right.